I have a red one, and but I have no Team Canada soccer gear. Yes, 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 yes. What a do, what a do. Sunday sports coming at you live en direct. Come on, dit à la belle province. I am Sean Starr with Jerry B, the prop king. Jerry's rocking the baseball Canada and the Expos gear today.
Yeah. Can you guess who was number 4 for the Expos in the 90s? Played second
Uh,
base.
who was number 4 for the Expos in the 90s? It can only be the man who drove a lime-colored Lamborghini down Pierre de Coubertin Boulevard. The one, the only, Jose Vidro.
Wrong.
Mike Lansing? I can't see.
Oh, the Lionel DeShields, the man that got traded
Oh,
for Pedro Martinez.
number 4. He was number 4?
Yeah, he was number 4 with the high
Wow.
socks. He's the reason why when I played baseball and I started wearing my high socks
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Lionel DeShields playing
What
second base, and then he got traded for Pedro Martinez.
what number did Vidro wear?
Vito, did he wear number 4? Vito, or was he number 10 or 11?
I don't. Yeah, I have a double-digit number in my head. No, I need to know now because I
Yeah,
could
me
have
too.
sworn.
Here,
I
let me
could have
look that
sworn
up
it
as well
was
too. Jose Vidro's number with the Expos, but
number
okay,
three.
but
Number
wait,
three.
that was a
Number
good.
three.
There you go.
He
But
wore.
that's a good
He
slip.
wore three.
He drove a lime green Lamborghini.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He was. He loved his. And I can't even imagine like anyone that's ever been, kind of where Olympic Stadium is, P9, Pierre de Coubertin Boulevard, like. Montreal is filled with potholes, man. It's like,
Yeah,
I would imagine it's like driving in a war-torn country after it's been bombed and shelled for 48 hours straight. Like that's what Pierre de Coubertin and P9 Boulevard kind of look like, right? This guy would drive the lowest profile sports car, and loved life, man. Salsa Tech 24/7, bro. Back in the day when the Expos were here. Fond memories. In what I mean, we used to look forward to Expo games. Not that we ever look forward to playoff games, but man, oh man, I got to tell you, dude, we're doing this live. We're just past 10 o'clock. Canada and Croatia are going in less than an hour.
Ooh,
I
can't
I
wait for
have
that.
this nervous energy that makes it like it's reminiscent of Canada going for gold in hockey at the Olympics. Like time is moving slowly, Jerry. Time is moving. Looking in the comments, Matt's here. What up? Let's go Canada. I mean, dude, this is Olympic level, man.
This
Toby
is
from Finland. What
huge.
up? Yeah, this is huge, man.
This is
This is
huge.
Olympic hockey huge, man.
Even the coverage on TV has been unbelievable. I have to give it 10 on 10. I mean, it's fun to see everybody on board for Team Canada soccer. And I
Yeah.
mean, today versus Croatia, it might be like a hockey game after what the coach said and what's going on in the tabloids in Croatia and all that. So it should be a fun game today.
Unfortunately, the stakes just went to another level in the aftermath of Morocco. Morocco shutting down Belgium, the number 2 winning FIFA nation in this tournament. They lose this morning in the 8 o'clock game in a 2-0 final. So Belgium, after shutting out
Mm.
Canada, has 3 points. Morocco, who played to a 0-0 draw with Croatia, now has 4 points and 3 goals up on goal differential over
Wow.
Canada. So, like Canada, there was a scenario, Jerry, where if Canada drew with Croatia today, they could have still gotten in with 2 points.
Right.
Now Morocco with 4 points has flipped the script. That the 2 points, as far as my understanding here, that is off the table. Canada not only has to win today, I got to say they have to win, and then they got to score 2 goals. I think they got to beat Croatia by 2 goals clean here. I think that's what's at stake in the aftermath of Morocco. What an unbelievable game they played against Belgium.
Oh no, it was one. They attacked them in the first 15 minutes, and Belgium just seemed overwhelmed. Like, wow, what's going on?
Again,
This is Team Canada,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you have to go on the other side of the ball. Now Croatia has that 1 point, so if Croatia beats Canada, hopefully it doesn't happen. They'll have 4 points as well too, which will make Belgium that third place team, right? So I mean, ooh,
Throw your picks in the comments section. We're going live. Throw your picks in the comment. Like, what do you think happens today? Your level of confidence with Team Canada. Looking at this game, Canada plus 250 on the money line to beat Croatia. Croatia plus 120. Looking at PKs, minus 112 to get the penalty kicks, or excuse me, to get to stoppage time for Canada and Croatia today in the group stage. So right now, the odds have it slightly favored towards Croatia, but if we watched Canada attack Belgium with that level of pressure that they put on the Belgian side, playing on their front foot consistently throughout the 90-plus minutes earlier this week, I have to say, despite Croatia's world-class midfield here, I like Canada's chances. I'm going to be curious to see, Jerry, if they go a little bit younger. Maybe Ishmael Coney, Ville Saint Laurent represent.
Yep.
Maybe Ishmael Coney gets into the starting 11 today. So,
and I think that might be the next player that ends up getting an international contract as well, too. I mean, it's a big game today. And that penalty kick that Alfonso Davies missed, oh, wow. But that first 10 minutes, that penalty shot, like handball, the whole nation lifted up, and then he missed it. And,
Dude, I like, just to bring you into my living room, right? I'm watching this game, watching Canada Belgium. I knew as soon as the ref stopped it to go to the VAR, they stopped the play. So I know I felt pretty good that Canada was going to get its opportunity on the PK. And Davies goes and takes the ball, goes right to the spot, right? It seemed to take a long time before they were finally able to execute on the PK. But dude, I was standing up. I was like playing shortstop. I was kind of crouched down. I was on the balls of my feet. I was leaning forward. My heart was racing, just hoping to finally see Canada. That would have been Canada's first ever goal.
Yep.
They're scoring today, brother. They're going to score today.
Honestly, I hope. Today. I want to get that excitement, because when somebody scores, you see everybody how they go crazy. If you see Argentinians yesterday, when Messi scored, Messi was like, vamos, vamos. Yeah. And just that excitement to see a goal. I'm lucky enough that I'm half Greek, so I saw the Greeks win Euro 2004, and just the goal really amps you up. So I want all the Canadians to feel that today as well.
And it stays with you forever, man.
It does. Honestly,
all my Greek friends, it's like, if they watched it, if you were, lucky enough to be there, and watch it as it unfolded, to go back, 18 years now to when Greece won the Euro, that stuff stays with you, just like 1972 forever. In the Summit Series, or Team Canada winning gold to Salt Lake City, all these memories, and watching Canada maybe beat Croatia today. Maybe if we're lucky, we put up a clean sheet. We have a goal total here of over under 2.5. The over minus 105, the under minus 111. So slight favorite towards a defensive game. I lean towards the over. I think, like I said, a little bit of a hot take. I think Canada's going to score 2 goals today, brother. So I'm going to lean towards the over and a Canada win today. I mean, I'm not sitting here looking at you, telling everybody that's watching us, even if the plus money, the smart money is, I can't do it, Jerry. They're going to deport me. I love this country too much, brother. I can't pick Croatia. Respect to the Croatian people. I just nothing to do with you. It's just all to do with supporting Canada at this World Cup.
But that's why I always say, when it comes to betting, never bet with your heart, in a sense, right? Because it will destroy you in the end. And you try to avoid it, but I mean, the odds, I think Canada's plus 210 or plus 220 or something like
250.
That. Plus 250. Okay, I mean,
it's okay, Jerry. I just said that 2 minutes ago. Thanks for listening. Yeah. It's okay.
No, I was sorry.
Plus 250, Jerry.
Plus 250. Okay, got it. I got it. Okay, rewind. No, I was just thinking about the over, because you were talking about the over, but I like the over. It's either a game is 0-0. I've never seen so many 0-0 games during the World Cup in my life, or there's a lot of goals. So I mean, I like the over 2.5.
All right, let's get into our NFL action. It's NFL Week 12. It was a bad Week 11 for Jerry. Not only did he and I go tete-a-tete a couple of different times on NFL Sunday in this space, like I did Thursday. It was a clean sweep, brother. Break out the broom.
No, I saw that.
Sweep them up.
I saw that. 3-0.
We're starting to get a little hot here as we get into Week 12. A reminder, our proud sponsors, Little Bear Online, their Black Friday special for 2022 still going on all the way to the end of the month, up to 80% off, like Walkie Paws. Like you used to take your dog out. When I used to take Leon out, you could see him right there. There he is. We used to take him out. His paws used to freeze all the time. Walkie Paws, less than $70. You're getting up to 80% off a Little Bear Online. Use the promo code INTHECAR10. Promo code INTHECAR10 at littlebearonline.com, and their Black Friday special up to 80% off. Jerry, Week 12 of the National Football League, NFL Sunday. This is timed out so well. Canada and Croatia go at 11 o'clock. And then that, of course, takes us with some time to spare, a chance to go load up at K-Stop Gas Bar, get your snacks, get your gas for the rest of the week, and then get ready to settle in for 1 o'clock kickoff. Wow. Let's get going. I want to start with Baltimore and Jacksonville. You've got the Jags at home. Jacksonville plus 3.5 with a total here set at over under 43 if you're looking at the Baltimore Ravens on the money line. Minus 196. I want to start with Baltimore at 1 o'clock today. I love Lamar Jackson in this spot. It's a small price to pay for a team in Baltimore that I think not only are they much better on the field, they're also better looking on paper. They're also getting healthier. And so I always still have the kind of Lamar Jackson's mom is his agent. Lamar Jackson is playing to maybe get into the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen stratosphere in terms of financial compensation. We saw Kyler Murray get paid. Lamar's still waiting. So I still think there's a lot of motivation there. And now we got Lamar going back to his home state. Family and friends are going to be attendance. So when I add all of that up there, Baltimore minus 3.5, Jerry, I want to start with the Ravens covering at Jacksonville this afternoon.
I mean, if I'm big on Jacksonville in the sense not just for this game, but let's say for the rest of the season and next season, I think they'll be one of the good teams in the NFL to come in the AFC. But if I had to touch them spread wise, I like the plus 3.5 for Jacksonville. I guess we're going against each other for this one. Travis Etienne. I mean, when it comes to who is one of the best running backs in the league and just really took off, it's Travis Etienne, especially after Jacksonville traded James Robinson away from or to the New York Jets. In any case, what happens today, I think Travis Etienne will have a big game, one of his biggest games of the year. Coming off a bye week, he got his rest. He's a great pass catching running back. I see him getting a TD. That is my bet for that game. I see Travis Etienne at least getting a touchdown, and he might reach 100 total yards. But Travis Etienne is literally one of my favorite running backs or one of my favorite players. Not just because he went to Clemson, but he is one of my favorite running backs, and I like Travis Etienne getting a touchdown today.
Well, I like that one because, just to, I guess, maybe back up what you're talking about in terms of Jacksonville, and the fact that they're 3.5-point dogs to Baltimore today. I think 6 of 7 for Jacksonville in terms of their losses have been by one score. So they're kind of keeping it within the number. They're staying kind of close. And Baltimore's had the luxury, I think, and it continues with Jacksonville this week. Baltimore hasn't really had a tough schedule. They've kind of been in a little soft spot, and that continues with Jacksonville. But and they're also they're a 500 team in covering the spread, but it's a small price to pay for a team that I think is just flat out better on paper and on the field. So my first pick of the day, lock me in Baltimore minus 3.5. Jerry, over to you. What are you looking at?
I'm looking for Travis Etienne to get a touchdown for that, and that's my bet for that game.
So anything else in terms of you want to move on to the next game?
Yeah, let's go on to the next game. And I mean, Houston at plus 12 against the Miami Dolphins. I mean, that one, it's a high spread, but the Dolphins defensively, I mean, remember that game against the Chicago Bears? It was back and forth, one of the best football games of this year. The Dolphins, they could put up 30 points, 35 points, but I mean, defensively, can they stop a team from scoring a lot? And Houston, they have some young studs. I mean, Dameon Pierce is probably the rookie of the year this year. Nico Collins, to me, each week he's growing and growing, becoming that wide receiver number 1 for the Houston Texans. I like Houston at plus 12 in that game, even though they're starting their backup quarterback.
Exactly.
I like Nico Collins to get a touchdown today. That's who I think that will have a big game for the Texans, and I just think that the Texans will cover that spread. It might be a backdoor, just like the Giants did against the Dallas Cowboys. It might be, let's say, a 19-point game, 16-point game, and all of a sudden with 2 minutes left, Texans will get that touchdown to cover that spread of plus 12.
It's moved to 14 now. Last I looked,
even better. That's even better.
So you're getting 2 extra points. I got to tell, I never really look at these games that hard when I see, 2 touchdown spreads, these mammoth size spreads. And I understand Miami's is a very trendy team. They're the top team in the AFC East for a reason. I don't think there's anything fluky about what they've done. It's a very electrifying combination they've got there with certainly Tyreek Hill and seeing Tua kind of come into his own and I think be fueled, Jerry, by a lot of doubters, myself included.
100%.
I watched a lot of Tua. I watched a lot of Tua in college.
Yep.
See him in the pros, kind of see him struggle, but he's kind of finding his own. I think he has the right head coach in Mike McDermott in Miami, who's kind of more a forward-thinking, younger, a modernized coach that Tua is benefiting from. But all of that, I don't see how they stay close in this game. Everything you're talking about in terms of the backup. Miami's playing at home. I can't see a scenario in which a backdoor cover becomes a reality. A rookie quarterback on the road, Miami playing with a chip on their shoulder, and the fact that they're just so fast and so quick on offense. Like, it was funny watching Michigan and Ohio State yesterday,
Oof.
and Ohio State selling out on the run. What did J.J. McCarthy do? Like, bang, 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 downfield all day, all day, all day. I think Tua and Miami are going to have big play city. And I'm comfortable enough, Jerry, to lay all 14 points. I don't
Oh, I
really do
like
it this. I don't do it this often, but I'm liking this. I'm liking the Fins, baby, at home.
I can't remember even the last time the Miami Dolphins were double-digit favorites at
No
home as well.
kidding.
I can't remember. It has to be at least 20 years the last time the
Yeah.
Dolphins were double digits.
Yeah. Get Dan Marino on the phone. Get Dan Marino on the phone. Yeah. All right. So we got some picks already locked in. Baltimore -3.5. Jerry going the other way with Jacksonville. Always Travis Etienne touchdown prop bet in that game. Also like the big number in Miami -14 at home over Houston. Still a big number, nevertheless. Let's get into a Carolina and Denver in this game here. I mean, we all know the Broncos. Yeah, please. The Broncos are an absolute mess. Absolutely. I mean, you lost to Vegas, man. Like, we'll talk about Vegas and how I think they're going to lose to Seattle today, but
at home too.
Yeah, like you lost, man. You lost to Derek Carr. Devontae Adams is out there getting fined. He's cursing at officials. The Broncos have a lame duck head coach. The team, I honestly believe, can't stand Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, we talked about last week, calling Seattle Seahawks audibles. Bronco players coming back to him. It's like, what are you doing here? Meanwhile, Carolina, thanks for coming, PJ Walker, but you're done. The best quarterback in their roster, in their organization today is back under center. Sam Darnold, who I would take ahead of Baker, who I would take ahead of Walker. I think they're well coached. They play hard. They're still competitive. You saw them play hard with PJ Walker. They're going to play even harder for Sam Darnold. I like Carolina to win this game outright.
Ooh,
therefore,
right. Okay.
Yeah. Therefore, I'll even take the point or the 1.5. Let me refresh my odds and see where they're at. But yeah, Jerry, I like Carolina on the money line today.
I just think when it comes to Carolina, I think they want to lose games right now. I think they want to have one of the top 5 picks in the draft next year. I think that's why they're starting Sam Darnold as well too, to see what they have with him. And if you remember how he played with the Jets, he throws a lot, but he also throws a lot of wobbly passes. I see an interception, and especially against the Denver Broncos. Even though the Denver Broncos are horrible on offense, defensively, they're actually one of the best defenses in the NFL. I see an interception in this game, and I think that's the only way that the Broncos will prevail is if the defense steps up. But then again, you have Russell Wilson, who, I mean, talk about a guy that fell from grace. Like, he really fell so hard, and I'm wondering what's going to happen with him next year as well too. I don't think they're going to keep him in Denver, especially John Elway, the way that he manages the team. It wouldn't shock me if he tries to trade him or just release him out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I like Carolina.
Crazy? Isn't it crazy? Like a generational first ballot Hall of Famer like John Elway can't seem to take his ability as a great quarterback and translate that into the executive suites with success. I mean, his sheer inability to find a consistent quarterback. You know, they've had the pieces. They've had great tight ends. They've had good running games. They've had good talent at the wide receiver position. They have a great defense in Denver, but they can't seem to, and especially now too, right to your point about Russell, like, I'm fascinated by what, the Legion of Boom has been saying about this guy ever since they left, when Pete Carroll decided to put all his chips in with Russell Wilson and blow up that Seattle defense. Like Marshawn Lynch, who was out here saying, if I can't come at you direct, if you're telling me at my quarterback, Marshawn's words, I go to war with you and I can't get you direct, I got to go through your manager if I want to have words with you. I mean, you're so separated from your team. I mean, it's amazing that this light now is being shined upon Russell Wilson when he was like Russell Seattle, a power couple, celebrity couple. They're so cool. Like, oh no, quite the opposite, actually. Quite the opposite.
And if you look at Seattle right now with Geno Smith, Geno Smith is a great fit, and that's the comeback player of the year as well too. Geno Smith over there in Seattle.
Hey, listen, a couple of weeks ago, I think you had a pretty strong argument to put Geno Smith in your, at least in your MVP conversation. The guy's completion percentage was right below 80%, like
It's incredible.
8 weeks into the season. It just wasn't going away, Like, you're right. It is the best story in terms of player comeback of this year, and it's not close.
No, not even close. And I'm happy for him because he's taken a lot of slack ever since he went to the Jets, or the Jets drafted him, and he was supposed to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
And I think he was just in the wrong situation. But that's it. Sometimes it just takes some years. He's a late bloomer, and hey, he's going to get paid this summer for sure by the Seahawks. So good for Geno Smith, and he should send a thank you letter to Russell Wilson. And it's funny, every time that they ask him about Russell Wilson, he ignores that question. And so Geno Smith, he's a class act as well too.
It's Jerry B, the Prop King. I'm Sean Starr. Welcome to Sunday Sports. Every Sunday live at 10 o'clock. Find us on YouTube. And of course, our Facebook page at In the Car with Starr, going over some of our NFL best bets for Week 12, brought to you by Little Bear Pet Store, littlebearonline.com, and of course, K-Stop Gas Bar, Highway 138 in Ganawage. Premium fuel at discount prices, and get your snacks ahead of Canada and Croatia coming up in about 40 minutes. Don't worry, we're going to leave you with some time. We're not going to take you right to 11 o'clock. Jerry and I also have things to do. We want to be ready for 11 o'clock, right?
Yes,
all right.
100%.
So you and I spent some time right there talking about Geno, talking about Seattle. Let's get into this one. 405, Seattle at home, 4-point favorites, minus 205 on the money line with an over-under here at 48. Jerry, Las Vegas, as we spoke about, winners on the road last week. I don't see them going back-to-back. Look, my logic was wrong last week when I said the Detroit Lions. No way they were going to win 3-0. There's no way they're going to, after beating Chicago in the manner in which they did. Lo and behold, Detroit Lions do what Detroit Lions do, baby. They played for Dan Campbell, this team, man. Those knee-biting sons of bitches, I tell you. But Seattle Seahawks at home, man. They're always tough to beat at home. 4 points, no problem for me. One of my stronger bets on Sunday. I really like Seattle minus 4 at home over Derek Carr and the Raiders.
I mean, this is the type of game as well, too, though, that Josh McDaniels could take advantage of a Seahawks defense, because if you see the weakness of the Seattle Seahawks, it is defense, and they give up some big plays. But Seattle has just been well coached by Pete Carroll. It just seems like Pete Carroll, he's very underrated as a coach, in my opinion. He doesn't get enough praise. I think the NFL has the Bill Belichick's, the Andy Reids, and all that, but you have to throw in Pete Carroll in that conversation as well, too. Look what he's doing with the Seahawks. I like the over in this game. I think it's going over because if you look at it, it's at 48, right? So that's pretty high. So there should be a lot of touchdowns. Devontae Adams, who to me is top 3 wide receiver in the league, I think he's going to go off. He might hit 100 yards again. I think that's the only option that Derek Carr has. But the key factor in this is, will Jacobs play today? I know he has a bad hamstring, so they might have to rely on Amir Abdullah or Zamir White. That is the big question mark of today. And if it's really weird in the NFL, when a star player doesn't play, that team ends up covering anyways. It's been a very weird season. So if Jacobs doesn't play, I'm curious to see what the line will be. I may take the Raiders, but I really like the over 48 because the Raiders have no defense. And I mean, the Seahawks, Geno Smith, like you just stated, his completion is at 80% almost. I like the over 48.
I love that one too. Put me down for over 48 in this game. It was at 47.5, so it's going the way we wanted. Unfortunately, we didn't get it at 47.5, but and these also some of the worst pass defenses going in football, respectively. Yes. So we should see some production through the air for both quarterbacks. So sign me up for that. I also like the over 1.5 passing touchdowns by Geno Smith in this game at home. He's thrown at least 2 touchdown passes in 8 of 10 games this season. So we're getting to an 80% of Geno Smith's games. So we've got him at 1.5, Jerry.
And the one player that we have to keep an eye on, I think he's going to become the best running back in the league, is Kenneth Walker III, nicknamed K9. To me, it's between him and Dameon Pierce for Rookie of the Year. Kenneth Walker just got off a little, not slow, but because they had Rashard Penny starting the first 5 weeks and then he got injured, Kenneth Walker came in. And if you look at it fantasy-wise, Kenneth Walker has been one of the best running backs in the league. And he is incredible. The way he runs, the way he plays, he's just fascinating. And I think he'll be one of the best running backs for the next 4 to 5 years in the NFL.
Yeah, and lastly, we talk about Geno Smith throwing at least 2 touchdowns in 80% of the games, 8 of 10 so far this season. He's thrown at least 2 touchdown passes in 4 straight weeks, and
Solid.
two of those secondaries were the Giants and the Bucks,
Ooh,
who aren't cupcake
nope,
secondaries either. So
100%.
so that's worth noting as far as I'm concerned. I want to talk about the Sunday nighter as well with Green Bay at Philadelphia, in which there's no doubt the Packers season is on the line Sunday
Mhm.
at the Link. With the Packers as 6.5 point dogs there. So just a quick recap here as Jerry B, the prop king, and I kind of go over our NFL bets for week 12. I like Baltimore minus 3.5. Jerry's going with Jacksonville, also liking Travis Etienne anytime touchdown in that game. We're both on Carolina +1,
Mhm.
Carolina money line. The Denver Broncos are a bit of a mess. Jerry and I going tete-to-tete again. He's on the other side with Miami and Houston. He's taking Houston
Mhm.
+14. I've got Miami -14 and Seattle -4 at home against Vegas. A couple of different prop bets that we just finished giving out, including an over 1.5 touchdown performance by Geno Smith in that game. Before we get into the Sunday nighter, one other game I wanted to get to today, and that is the Washington Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah, yeah. The Atlanta, I tell you, man, Marcus Mariota, man, he's impressed me, dude. This guy just won't go away. Atlanta's always in games, aren't they? They always
Mhm.
play everybody tough, whether it's on the road, whether it's at home. And now they've got Taylor Heineke to deal with in Washington. This guy, man, he's been a competitor. I've done well with Washington this season. They've been a friend to you and I. And unfortunately, we're going to have to buy the hook here to get us down to 3. It's at 3.5 Washington, but I think it's going to be a close game here. Ultimately, I
I'm with
do like the home side.
I'm with you, and the only thing that scares me, I think, in historically, Washington is 19-10 against the Atlanta Falcons, and a lot of
Yeah.
those wins the Falcons got were in the 90s when they had Jamal Anderson and it's I like Washington as well too, and I mean Washington. I mean they're well coached. They have that running game. They have that two-headed monster now with Robinson and Gibson, who they benched at the beginning of the year, but all of a sudden now Gibson is putting up fantasy points, getting touchdowns. He's getting his 15 carries a game. So I think having two running backs is the way to go in the NFL. And I'm with you. I like the Commanders. I'll take them. Sorry, you like the Falcons, but I like the Commanders money line. And I like a touchdown for Robinson. I like Gibson to get a touchdown. I
Mm,
think it will be a really uh, this game will be on the ground for both teams.
yeah.
Mariota,
Maybe.
Patterson, Algier. Like, it will be a running game. There won't be a lot of passing in this game. And like you stated, Mariota, he doesn't pass the ball often, but he's like a Geno Smith. He'll be 16 for 20, 17 for 20. Doesn't turn over the ball that often. And when he needs to run, he'll run. And that's just like
Mhm.
Geno Smith.
Well, I'm
It's
gonna be I'm gonna be very curious, Jerry, to see what happens. Like whether we're talking about Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson being fed the ball, boom, boom, boom. Because when you look at a weak spot for Atlanta, and
it's the
I
secondary.
like, yeah, exactly. They allow the most passing yards in the NFL,
Mhm.
most passing yards per attempt. So I mean, is this an opportunity here for Taylor Heineke to put on a bit of a show here, find some holes, exploit some holes? Because it's a small number. Taylor Heineke over under pass yards in the game is 219.5. I'm going to go over
That's
that
low.
number.
That's really
It
low, huh?
it is low, and when you look deeper into the numbers, he's only hit over 219.5 once in his last 5 games.
That was the
But
Monday nighter.
this is it, and this is the worst secondary here. So there's if he's feeling good off a primetime performance on a Monday night game, now he can parlay that at home with Washington playing in front of their fans. I think there's a soft spot there. So we're going to go over 219.5 pass yards for Taylor Heineke and Washington -3. We're going to buy the hook. It's at 3.5. We're going to buy the hook down to 3. Washington -3. Taylor Heineke over 219.5. Jerry, let's wrap up with the Sunday night affair.
Mhm.
That's Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers at Philadelphia. The Eagles, are they lucky to be 9-1 where they are? I mean, you got to
Uh,
be good to be lucky, lucky to be good. 6.5 points is the number, Jerry.
It's a little low against Packers who have been struggling all season, but it just seems like the Packers are starting to get it going, but then they just hit that obstacle that sets them back. It's they take one step forward, but two steps back. And I mean, you could say the same thing for the Eagles lately. I mean, the Eagles, if you look at their points scored, 80% of their points are scored in the first half. The Eagles have to start playing in that second half, and I think that's a little bit scary, especially coming towards the playoffs. You need to put up points in the second half, and I like the Packers +6. Give me the points. Aaron Rodgers prime time, Matt LaFleur's record prime time as well too. It's very, very good. Aaron Rodgers getting 2 touchdowns. I think he discovered Christian Watson is one of his go-to TD guy. Randall Cobb is making those catches. I mean, give me the Packers at +6.5 tonight.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to take the Packers +6.5. If you're looking for this, Steph Howard, what up? Thanks for listening to the program. A great episode. Thanks, Steph. What's interesting here in this game, one trend I saw that's developed here. We know the Philadelphia Eagles 9-1, full respect for their record, but nobody's perfect. The Eagles aren't the exception here. Their run defense isn't their strength. And if the Green Bay Packers, with an established run game, we know Aaron Rodgers playing with a broken thumb, fractured thumb. Who knows what's going on? Maybe he needs more ayahuasca. I don't know what's going on with this guy. But if the Packers can establish their run game, know this: when they gain at least 120 yards on the ground, they're 6-1. When they don't, they're 1-3. So if there's an opportunity here, I see it, and that's the run game. And then on top of that, this is just my own perspective on this game. If the Packers lose, their season is obviously over. They will fall to 4-8, and then we now will have months to question what is Aaron Rodgers' future. Is it with Green Bay? Is it with Jeopardy? Is it with the jungles of Peru? Where is it? I don't know, but we will question where Aaron Rodgers will go next. Will he go to San Francisco? Will he go quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes? These questions I don't have an answer to. But I know we won't ask them, Jerry, if the Packers, by some miracle, win this game. And they can do this by going to Christian Watson, like you said, by establishing a run game. And then we see what happens with these Green Bay Packers. So we're getting close to Jordan Love time. If they lose, if they lose tonight, it's Jordan Love time, baby.
You have to.
Without question, you have to. You got guys in the league. I'm watching all these NFL live shows, Good Morning Football. You got guys in the league saying they watch Jordan Love. They've seen him in practice. They've seen his reps. They're saying this guy, he is ready to be an NFL quarterback. So these opinions are already starting to come out. This isn't stuff players are saying to each other. This is stuff people are putting on public record. So we're very close, dude. And look, I don't think the Packers are going to win today. So when they lose today, and in a worst case they get blown out, yeah, we're going to see Jordan Love.
Yeah, and isn't it funny? It's basically like the same story back in the day when it was Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and people were like, "When are we going to see Aaron Rodgers?" and this and that. I think it's the same scenario, and I mean, Jordan Love was amazing at UCLA, so I want to see him play and have a starting gig, because if he doesn't start next year, in my opinion, Packers have to trade him. They have to get some value for him, and this is the game tonight, though, for the Packers. The Packers, they need to pull this one out against the Eagles, and if the Eagles lose, then I think Eagles might start shaking, or Eagles fans will start questioning, is this really a Super Bowl contending team?
Ooh, interesting. A couple of anytime touchdown scores in this game. Aaron Jones and Miles Sanders from the Eagles and the Packers. So a couple of little anytime touchdowns. I don't really have a strong take towards the it's a primetime game. I think we're gonna see some scores. I lean a little towards the over, but I don't really have a strong feel about it either way today. So that's it, my friends. NFL Week 12. Our best bets are in the books, as they say. Jerry, who are they? I don't know. I don't know who they are. But
it's in the books, though. It's in the books. It's in the history books.
They're the ones doing all the talking. Don't forget, you can support us by supporting our sponsors, littlebearonline.com. Service your dog, your cat. Sale items, Black Friday going on right now. Up to 80% off. Get them while they can. They won't be there for long. You've got some crazy deals. You got paw wax to make sure you protect your paws, the paws of your pets in these cold, salty sidewalks of Montreal. $24.99 Black Friday sale down to $9.99. Wool turtlenecks for your dog. Make sure they don't get cold when you're taking them outside. Retail price $66.99 now. Black Friday special $25. $9.99, like up to
Oh.
80% off some items at Little Bear online.
Go
Use the
get it.
promo code in the car 10, proudly serving Montreal pet owners since 1994. And don't forget K-Stop Gas Bar and Depanneur, original OG sponsors of In the Car with Star, premium fuel at discount prices, Highway 138 in Ganawage, best snack selection in the game. So
Mhm.
you've got yourself about half an hour to go to K-Stop,
Game time.
load up on your snacks, salt and vinegar chips, please, cherry Coke, please. A Snicker bar, Jerry? Sure, why not?
Well, give me that. I want some of that. I might head over right now.
Do it. Tell them In the Car with Star sent you, and enjoy the game. Go Canada, go! Canada's going to score 2 goals today. Your hot take for World Cup
Let's
action.
go.
Enjoy the World Cup. Enjoy NFL football. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching, Jerry. Enjoy the games.
All right. Take care.